Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only podcast that is completely frictionless, and that is really, really bad to say in the first 5 minutes of your podcast. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I'm Gino the Genetic Marvel, and I feel like frictionless is one of those words like moist. You use it, but nobody wants to hear it. Yeah, it's
I should mention, like, people are like, what does that mean? So we wanted to talk about how society is becoming more and more frictionless in like the way you buy things, the way you consume things, and the way you interact with the world, and that's a bad thing. And we're not doing it in a back in my day kind of way, and we're not doing it in a these damn kids way. We're trying to be like, this sucks for everybody way.
Dino's beard is more gray than Northern Canada. You're not wrong,
buddy. Yeah,
I like to call it Winnipeg gray. Winnipeg gray. Okay?
I love Joey seemingly sits in the comments waiting for the episode to start just so he can be like, I'm gonna break their fucking spirit immediately.
100%. I respect it.
Getting higher and higher in episode like Kramer and Seinfeld. Correct. I just got a haircut yesterday too, so this is worse.
He got extra floof.
That Vegeta ass widow's peak. That is.
You should. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, you should start using like rice water or onion water and stuff. It will.
Okay. When you say onion,
it may not come back.
Boil an onion or something, or what is rice water or onion powder or what?
No. So onion water is like you squeeze an onion like onion juice.
Oh. Like
you juice an onion like you would a thing. The other one is the water you rinse.
After
when
rice,
you rinse your rice,
right?
After rice, the water that you rinse it in, that you use, you put it in your hair. You wash your hair with it, kind of thing.
With shampoo or just the water by itself.
I'm not a scientist, bro. I'm not.
Onion milk.
Milk is kind of iffy.
Why does it have to be milk? Milk is the wrong word for this.
It is, but it is milk colored. Hey, if almond milk, not having an almond titty, okay, gets called milk, onion milk is a legitimate thing.
I think just because milk, like we just, Katie and I rewatched Get Out on Friday, and like the scene with the milk and the Fruit Loops, and it's like, milk is in movies a symbol of usually supposed to be for innocence, but thanks to horror movies, it's now incredibly like unsettling. Like A Clockwork Orange, Get Out, like so many movies have milk be a symbol of violence. It's very strange.
Well, think about it too, is even in The Boys, one of the main villains got a love for the teat. I get it. I completely agree with you too. I mean,
it's supposed to be like a tender symbol, and it's really, really weird when you turn it on its head. Anyway, I thought we would start. Yeah,
sorry, that's more of a sign of the times. Everything is perverse. Anything innocent must be perverted. It's weird. It's a weird time.
Speaking of things that must be perverted, I feel like a good place to start would be gambling. So here in the U.S., what gambling used to be was you had to go to a specific place to legally gamble, a casino, Indian casino, that kind of thing. You had to go there. In 2022,
I
believe, I'm probably wrong, the U.S. legalized gambling just nationwide, which then immediately turned into Kalshi, DraftKings, all that stuff. Making gambling so that you don't have to physically get up and go there. They took the friction away from gambling. You can just do it on your phone while you're sitting on the toilet, or having an argument with your wife about the fact that you're running out of money, and then put a bet on DraftKings, and then make it worse. It takes the friction away, which I think is a bad thing. Like gambling, it's a vice or whatever. We can have that conversation in another time. My problem is that gambling as a vice is now way too fucking easy. And then also gambling is now being done on things that aren't sports. And it's like, gambling on how long a press conference is going to go. So like there
Yeah.
was an incident a few weeks ago where I think it was Caroline Levitt was having a press conference, and right before the 2 hour mark, when a bunch of people would have won, she just turned around and left. So there's like insider trading going on.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to address Joey's. I saw this movie where this chick was dumping milk all over her titties in the bath, and two guys were watching her outside the window. Then one of the guys came into the house, and she was shocked. Yeah, you know
what
why?
movie was this?
You can look.
This sounds like the milkman joke. You know the milkman joke, right?
I do not.
So there's a guy who gets hired to be a milkman, and he in this neighborhood, this one house orders way too much milk for just two people.
Right.
And he asks his coworkers, "Why does this house order so much milk?" And they're like, "We don't know. We've never like seen the man or woman in real life." And one day he goes to drop off this huge shipment of milk, and the woman happens to be there, and he goes, "Ma'am, I just have to ask, what do you do with all this milk? There's no way you can drink it in a month."
Right.
And she goes, "Oh, I don't drink it. I take baths with it." And he goes, "Oh, okay. Do you want your milk pasteurized?" And she's like, "No, just up to my tits is good." That's one of my favorite like street jokes.
That is a good joke.
That's what Joey's thing reminded me of.
That is actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I gamble enough by watching this stream and the life advice. No need for me to online gamble. Bro, this is the thing, is the amount of advertisements. Like Victoria and I will go to a casino once in a blue moon.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll usually like you spend $20 and leave. Sometimes we'll turn that $20 into like $100. Sometimes we'll double our money, and then it's like, all right, dinner on the casino, that's fine, and then we leave. That's it.
Yeah.
Or like we went with her aunts and uncles. We were in Macau, which Macau is awesome. And they like gambling, but they're like, oh, we have this much money, we set it aside, and that's what you gamble with. Once you're done, that's you're done. It's kind of like I went to a movie, I spent $35. Okay, I can spend $35 and hopefully I can get 2 hours of entertainment. If I don't, well, I just need to get better at gambling. That's
I like casinos have always made gambling frictionless. But you still had to go to the casino, right? They do the thing where they're like, okay, there's no windows and no clocks, so you can't tell what time it is, right? So you just kind of are supposed to sync to like pull the slot machine. You still had to put a coin in or put money in to then pull the slot machine. Now it's hooked up to your phone and you can just keep doing it until you fall into destitution or whatever.
Hey. Oh, your arm hurts because you can't pull the thing. Don't worry, you just have to press a button. Oh, you want to do more? Yeah, just press another button. It'll just do everything for you. I identify as non-plugged in here. I don't even know.
I feel like this would be good in like summer 2024. That would have been scathing in summer 2024. You're a couple of years late on that, buddy. Like
that's all right, Paul. Hey, it's about the idea that like a lot of people don't realize how dumb we actually are. Like I think about this, and I always consider this is: have you ever seen a commercial for like your local neighborhood Chinese buffet or Chinese restaurant? No, that's not a thing, right? Milk joke was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious too. Thank you for saying so.
My dad told it to me when I was, I think, about 10 or 11 years old, because it's my dad. If you want to see an episode with my dad, go on YouTube and look up the Aspen Chronicles. It's a 3-episode series with my dad and his friends from the 1970s, and it's insane. So go check out those episodes with my dad after this one.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's this weird thing where we don't realize like the amount of marketing that goes into our daily kind of thing. Crazy.
Thanks,
no, but the amount of marketing that goes into your daily existence is alarming when you kind of start to pick up on it and realize it's very
stepdad. No, I have a dad. I have a stepmom. That's the
Why
unless he's talking about you, which is funny.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
Why do you
I
so
have
much
a
Pepsi and Coke?
similar question about Starbucks. There's no need to do commercials for Starbucks, really. You're Starbucks by this point.
I don't think I've ever seen a Starbucks commercial. I've seen a Starbucks ad, like a poster.
Yeah. But like, I feel like you save a lot of money if you don't do that because you're so ubiquitous. Look at like Arizona iced tea, the big fucking tall boy cans
Yeah.
that are still 99 cents. And they do that because they don't do advertisements because they don't need to, because
Yeah.
they're Arizona iced tea and they're delicious. They say we see 10,000
Yeah.
adverts a day. I could totally see that being a thing.
And I think that's the low mark. Oh, oops! I'm so used to the inverse.
That's
Definitely
okay.
on.
I thought he was like pulling a date at Dino or something.
Who are these two gay? Well, just so you know, I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel. It's right here, and that's Atlas Novak. And
I'm a
we're
power
talking.
bottom. And kidding.
Shout out to Max Malecki. That's what's up, Power Bottoms? Started the show, and it was
we need
the entire
bring
time.
him back. I haven't seen him in so long. Yeah,
anytime. He was great. For Starbucks and Dunkin', it's about advertising new stuff. Yeah, but that's the thing is, you're gonna see new stuff. Like it's weird for product lines that never change. It's like, why? Oh, 100%. It's they are not that gay. Like they both married women. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're not closeted gay. We're just gay as married men are. Where you're like, oh yeah, I gotta go deal with women. You're like, oh, it's hard. It's a hard life dealing with women on a daily basis. They get a say in so much. They get to vote now. It's a lot. It's a lot. They can have jobs and credit cards. It's tough to deal with them. It's so people understand.
Yeah. So advertisements are kind of a source of friction in that they are assaulting you for your attention. And advertisements back in the 1960s, and I'm using this based off my knowledge of Mad Men, so take with a grain of salt, was like, these are the features and look how cool it is. And then ads now are almost trying to seem cool in the age of social media. Like I was watching an episode of Scrubs the other day, and because they're doing a new season.
Yeah.
And Zach Braff and Donald Faison are also the spokespeople for T-Mobile now. And they were doing this before Scrubs came back, but it was very odd for them to be having a very heavy scene about a character, and then they go to a commercial break, and it's one of them on a treadmill, and they're going back and forth. It was very surreal to be like, you guys were just over here doing this thing, and now you're over here doing this thing.
Which is weird. It's 100% weird. Yeah. Foca and Roma are so popular. They're so popular, yet prices are pretty budget, yet still effective. It's a weird thing. Like if you have something going, vote too. All these are soap brands in Mexico. Women supposedly voted for Warren Harding in 1920 because he was the more attractive. That's 100% accurate.
Which is funny to me because Warren Harding looks like a foot. Like he is not a very attractive person. Calvin Coolidge, on the other hand, that guy was a snack. Who was later, but Warren Harding also died, and then there was a big scandal that came out called the Teapot Dome scandal.
There's Warren G. Harding, the 29. You don't think he's a good-looking guy? I think he's a good-looking guy.
No, he's got those weird eyebrows and everything. Like,
I'm sorry, sir. That's a selling feature. And also, have you seen a younger picture of him?
No, I haven't.
Very, very fuckable.
Here, let's see. Younger. Let's
see.
He was pretty handsome as a young man. All right,
handsome young man. Yeah,
he was.
Let me see. You guys should 100%
do a treadmill show. That would kill him and kill me immediately after. Sure.
I could do a treadmill. I could do a treadmill show.
If it's walking on a treadmill, sure. But if we're doing like choreography, like the OK Go video.
No.
Yeah.
I'll break a hip at this point. Yeah. Silent Cal was a heartthrob. Who's Silent Cal?
Calvin Coolidge, the guy after him.
Calvin Coolidge. Coolidge. He's the coolest. Calvin Coolidge. I find him
really high, really. I mean, he's got a really high hairline, but the most famous story about him is like there's some state dinner and a woman is sitting next to him and goes, Calvin, I was told that I wouldn't be able to get 2 words out of you. I have a bet with my husband. And then he turns to her and goes, you lose. and it doesn't say anything the rest of the night, which is pretty funny.
So in his youth, he looked like a very good-looking young man, pretty boy, I would say. But like when he's a man, I'm like, that's an ugly man. I look at him and I'm like, oh, his features are weird to me.
He kind of looks like a dandy. Like there's this picture where he's sort of dressed like Charlie Chaplin. He's got that bowler hat with the cane and everything.
Yeah, and that one I'm like, yeah, he's got some boyish charm to him. And then he got old, and you're like, let's go from Ohio. By the way, let's see. More presidents come from Ohio than any other states. We just make presidents and bad decisions. Talk dinosaurs like your name implied it.
That's Dino. Dino.
Yeah, that's a dino. I'm a dino. But also, if I were to be a dinosaur, I would be an ankylosaurus because they're awesome.
Dinos. I love that sound so much. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Also, more people from Ohio have been to the moon. People are trying to leave Ohio any possible way. I'll become president. Just get me out of here. I will go to the moon. Just get me out of Ohio. Okay.
You kidding me? Heathers takes place in Ohio. They'll blow up the fucking school before they continue to exist in Ohio.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
What would hold on? I can name 2 former Canadian PMs, and both are named Trudeau. What would Atlas be then as a dinosaur?
Probably some kind of brontosaurus, I think. Tall, kind of unassuming, right? I feel like that fits.
Silently dangerous. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Or only accidentally dangerous. That would also be hilarious.
Yep. Very clumsy. That fits.
Yeah.
Plus, you can do the da, 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 while I'm just walking around. Yeah,
that fits. Yeah. I do love. There's a T-Rex video that I send out every once in a while where it's the T-Rex at the end of, I think, the 2nd or 3rd Jurassic Park, and it gets on this platform and goes, yeah,
because it's roaring. They do the I remember this is almost a decade ago at this point because I was in college when the "What are those?" videos were like new, when that meme was new.
Yes.
Somebody edited it to Jurassic Park, so it's "What are those?"
Okay.
Stupid.
John Glenn and JD Vance grew up within 10 minutes of each other at different times. You should check the water system there. There is something in that water.
Atlas for sure would be a veggie dino. Yeah, an herbivore for sure. Even though I'm not an herbivore in real life, I like meat a lot.
See, I think that we should recalculate the concepts of herbivores being docile, and I'll tell you why. Because a hippopotamus is a herbivore, and it murders only for the thrill of the game more than cows.
Yes.
I feel like cows accidentally kill you. A hippo will bite you in half because it doesn't like the way you look. So, stuck on that. Maybe a diplodocus. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will
Google that.
happily enjoy saying diplodocus as much as possible.
I think the funniest part is that we've been knocked completely off course, and then we have to do the friction to get back. Yeah, I could see diplodocus.
Which one's the diplodocus? Is with the ring, right?
It kind of looks like a brontosaurus, kind of, but bigger hump in the back, long neck, big tail.
Oh yeah. That's fair. That makes sense. Yeah, got some spikes.
Yeah,
that's fair. What was the other thing I wanted to do? Oh, I gotta Google this for a second. So Zaragoza is like cows are big and fat like hippos. Now that is a hippopotamus body fat.
Only a hippopotamus will do. Which that's Katie's like the animal that you get as a gift for everything. That's hers.
Yeah.
Is hippos.
Yeah.
Mine is wiener
Just
dogs.
So people understand, despite their bulky appearance, hippos have surprisingly low body fat percentage, typically estimated at only 2 to 5%. Their large, round, and chubby look is actually composed of dense muscle. So while they look fat, they are ripped.
Yeah, and those teeth, those 4 teeth that they have, those things are murdering machines.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that. I think there are a lot of herbivores that we found or proven that they're herbivores by science, but violence is nature. So you never know.
Revolution.
It's one of those
I don't know. Anyway, so gambling. Yeah.
Alice would be the dinosaur that had fucking meetings about revolution for rights.
Yeah. All right. So gambling aside, I was thinking like subscription services is another thing that they've taken the friction out of. Instead of okay, you get a free trial for 7 days, and then after the free trial, what used to happen when we were kids was you've run out of your free trial. Would you like to buy the real thing? What they do now is take your credit card information up top, do the 7-day free trial, and then they're like, "Oh, they weren't paying attention." Start charging.
I find it very frustrating that most of those, if you don't cancel, if we'll send you a notification if you want to renew your thing, and they never do. And I'm like, yeah, you're bad people.
Yeah, the fact that there is an app, this would be great if we were sponsored. There is an app whose job it is as like a financial app is to be like, here's all the subscription services you have. You can use us to go cancel it for you. Like they're taking the friction out of you having to go do it. Now,
well, they're adding friction to the system, right? Like that's the whole idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's
this episode was brought to you by Rocket Money. No, I'm kidding.
Wondering where your money's going? Rocket Money. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I love that we all know what all dinosaurs look like for whatever reason, and we're probably all wrong. That's the hilarious part. Auto charging, and they will keep attempting to pull for that's
definitely.
It's called Rocket Money, and guess what? It runs on a subscription
base. Exactly. Yeah. Hell, even when I went to a chiropractor for my pinched nerve, they ran on a subscription model too, which is crazy to me. Like, in a sense, paying for like insurance or medical care is also kind of like that, which sure, but I feel like there's more to it. And also you kind of need it to live, except in Canada where it's just done for you. Hell, I just did my taxes a couple weeks ago, and where it is in Canada, this is an example of frictionlessness being good, where they just go, this is what you owe or don't owe. Right? How your taxes are done in Canada?
Kind of. No. So we get tax forms. You got to fill out your taxes and then submit it.
Okay.
And then but like it's just this goes. So you get a little form that says this is your income. These are all the specific numbers that are required. And then when you go over to your, sorry. Like a W-2. Yeah.
W-2. Yeah.
And then you just copy the information over. It's not a big deal. And then there are deductions of there's a lot of software that will do everything for you and be like, hey, you might qualify for this. And you just kind of.
Now we have that here in the US thanks to TurboTax and H&R Block, but they've lobbied the government to keep the tax code complicated, especially if you're not a W-2 wage worker. If you run your own business, it gets so needlessly complicated. That they go, 1099. They go, hey, we lobby to keep the tax code complicated so that we can take the friction out of it and then charge you off the back. Because at the beginning, they go, hey, man, this is free, asterisk. And then you get to the end and they're like, oh, it looks like you have a, $600 refund, which is a lot. But let's say it's that. We're just going to take $200 off of that. Thanks. Bye. It's so infuriating to do your taxes in the first place. Last year, California partnered with the IRS where they had a free file system where you could do it yourself. And yes, it was a little more friction, but I got to keep my whole refund. And that was great. And I was sticking it to H&R Block. And then this year, fucking the Trump administration dismantled it because of the Doge cuts. And I had to go back to fucking TurboTax again.
No. There's no way that you have to go through TurboTax. You should be very much able to do it. You just have to go to a tax office and get your forms, and you just mail it in. It's not.
Perhaps. It got more complicated as I got married because it's like, filing jointly, married, filing single, separate. So that's kind of what made that complicated. But I was just so annoyed where I'm like, I used to have it. I used to have it was a little bit of friction, but it was worth it. And then we go back to this and I'm like, doing my taxes is annoying enough.
So this is, and you know what, like that's yeah, I understand when I've never had issues with insurance, but my last bank, when my insurance tried to pull twice and got no money, my bank said I owed like $400 because they didn't allow State Farm to overdraft. Oh yeah, it's very funny that there are certain things that the bank will just say, oh, we have to do that, and you have to pay us money. You're like, no, you didn't do your job. And you just have to point out, just have to stick with your story. No, I'm not paying that. You guys did the mistake, not me, because they will try and fuck you. Do you know that you can use shares? Okay, so I can explain this. So I used to be a financial planner and knew how to do stuff. So what they do is that essentially you have your shares in a certain type of account. That certain type of account permits you to use it as leverage towards a loan. So the loan will be, say, half of the value, because values fluctuate, right? So these are stocks and I'm borrowing against them. By borrowing against them, that money is not taxable. But when I want to pay off this loan, I need to use those shares, and that process is taxable. But in the interim, if your stock continues to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise, you can borrow more and more and more and more and more because the value keeps on going up. That's how it works. I have done my own taxes via TurboTax. You what? You need a visual aid?
All over again. Maybe
I can draw visual aid.
Bad. I'm so bad with the fucking math stuff. Sorry.
Hey, what did we learn a few weeks ago? The only reason we're bad at anything is because we haven't put in the effort to learn and understand it. Mm-hmm. Boom. That's AA, and that is, you have to go through. See, I find that life is very much like polishing a stone, right? Like, you have a rough stone, you have to use a lot of force to break off big chunks that, it would take too much time to do it little by little. And then you slowly whittle down to smaller pieces, and you get better and better, and then you shine it. But it all costs work, right? It keeps on building up. But in the end, you have a beautiful product. So it's like, you have to put in a lot of work to get that seamless life. And right now we get a seamless life with no work whatsoever, right? So we have no value as to what's happening and how to benefit us.
I have a comeback for this. I agree with what you're saying, but the comeback was, and what if you're polishing a turd? Okay. I just wanted to
Oh, that's very possible. That's that. I completely, that's
okay. Sorry. Anyway,
those are just bad people.
Will not have that problem this year. It does pour over. That's another thing where it makes it easier. And on paper, making things easier is a good thing. But there are some things where, if like Dino was saying, you need that friction to polish the stone to make you a more well-rounded person. You're seeing this in this is I'm not really sure what the education system is like in Canada, but in the US, Google got its tiny little claws into the education system and was like, a laptop for every child and using tech in the classroom. And that seemed like a good idea at the time. Here's the problem.
Sure does.
Children are wily little ones, and they will do whatever they can to not do schoolwork. And computers make that very easy, right? Various flash games, YouTube, you can go on TikTok on a Chromebook. Even if they block websites, they have ways around it. I was doing that shit too in computer class. It's a thing. But
Atlas was there when the rules were written 3,000 years ago.
I was there when Mavis Beacon was teaching us to type. God damn it! Actually, our program was called Ultra Key, which was really creepy. But Mavis Beacon was a thing at the time. Anyway, so by doing that, it makes students just not absorb the information quite as much. So a lot of teachers are the pendulum is swinging the other way, and they're let's go back to pen and paper. You can still use Chromebooks for things here's where all the assignments are.
Sure.
On
That's a great point.
Some assignments are done through Schoology. Not everything is done with a Chromebook anymore. And especially this year, I've been very deliberate with when the Chromebooks are being used, and it's usually the back half of class. At the beginning, when I'm doing the instructions, everyone close their goddamn Chromebooks. I don't want to see them open. And then in the back half where I'm here's the assignment. This is also on Schoology if you want to pull it up there. Then you can have it open. And in general, that's decreasing the distraction, because the friction is you have to pay the fuck attention.
Yeah.
And because I'm doing Shakespeare with my kids right now, they have to be the parts in a play together.
Perfect. Yeah.
And
but that means you.
And that is a lot of friction, but I think it's good for them.
Yeah. Well, so okay. Joey says I want this problem. What language do you guys speak? Arabic. Fucking
power bottom.
Ding dong. Power bottom. Yeah. I really needed to hear that. I am fixing my life after countless mistakes. I never feel like I'm good enough for years of failure, so I expect perfection. It all starts with 100%. So Aussies, yeah. So you understand, like I used to be 550 pounds. Now I'm kind of doing my last run at being thin. Not my last run, but my most effective, because I'm trying to lose all the weight. I'm down to 300. I've lost an entire person of fat. Yeah. So I gained.
You were hovering around 300 last I checked, or like you almost got to me, almost got to my weight.
Yeah. So the lowest I got was like 252, I think.
Okay.
But I didn't feel good. I felt very weak. I didn't feel good about myself. And so I gained a lot of weight back, but I also packed on a lot of muscle. So, but the fact is, like, nobody learns from success. Success is the shittiest teacher known to mankind. Failure is the teacher. That's you learn more through failure than you do through success. And success, actually, if anything, will skew your perspective in a way that can feed things like pride and narcissism and stuff like that. That's why it's like, when you fail, you learn a lot more, but you just have to learn how to accept that knowledge as opposed to burden yourself with that event, which is, it's a weird thing, but you kind of, I'm high. Don't listen to me. Eventually you'll have walked out. Yeah, no, it's true. You gotta go everywhere.
I've heard quite a few teachers talk about how these electronics and chat GPT will that's another thing, is the AI stuff, where they're offloading their critical thinking to a machine, and like adults doing that are experiencing cognitive decline. So that's another reason we're more pro pen and paper now. I work in LAUSD, and like a big controversy recently was that our superintendent used a bunch of money to try and get a tech company to make an AI chat bot that the tech company then went under, and it turned out he was skimming money off the top, and the FBI raided his office. Like, that was a big deal. But a lot of teachers are like, fucking gross. Like the district will say, hey, here's how to use AI in the classroom, and most of us are like, okay, and then just don't. Because it's stupid.
Well, it's not even that. It's so this is the weird part about it all, is that, like, so when did you guys get laptops in the classroom for most of your students? Like, how long has that been? Did you have them when you were in school, or no?
No, I didn't. I remember bringing my actual laptop to school and getting like side eye from the teacher, like,
oh, okay.
Are you sure?
You're a bit of a twat. Yeah.
I graduated in 2012 in high school. So I think laptops are like 2015, 2016, maybe a little after that. So I need to go ask the old heads at my school, but
that means you're seeing the results of a 10-year experiment and realizing, oh, that's almost a generation fucked.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And that generation is having a massive problem with being able to critical think, but also to conceptualize the fact that there is a universe outside of just their own mind. And it's very weird.
Gen Z is the generation this is happening to, like mid to now late Gen Z. I'm gonna get Gen Alpha in like 3 or 4 years into my classroom. But also, as we say on the show, generations are a spectrum, so it's gonna take a while.
True.
Gen Z is the one that got screwed the most, and like there's all these news articles right now. In news articles, it's Gen Z's turn to get beaten up by old people, because about 10 years ago it was like millennials and their goddamn avocado toast and all that stuff.
Listen, but Gen Z are such pussies. It's very easy to beat them up. I'll just let people know, like they're pushovers.
they're very wimpy in some things and strong in others. If you want to see a good example of Gen Z's getting a licking, go check out our episode with Sarah the Rabid Corporate Shill. She does that on TikTok where she's like mostly talking about like how to dress in the workplace, and most of her comment section is Gen Z kids being like, "Why can't I wear a bathrobe to work?" Like, yeah, it's
and you're like, you can if you own work. If you own the work, you can dress in a bathtub.
Yes,
it's true.
That said, I think what Generation Z is good at is advocating for themselves, even if it's not super great. But like, for example, setting boundaries with like work-life balance. Like the workday is over, I'm going home. I'll see the email in the morning.
Yes,
I'm doing the finger. It was off camera. Bye. Like,
but that's the thing is they the fact is that like that process of bringing that into the workplace is a hard process, and they've done a lot of the legwork in that fashion. But also, like any sort of change in culture, it eventually becomes weird, right? And it goes too far. And that's not an attack on them. That's just how that happens, right? People say, oh, you know, we got to limit socializing because some people went overboard. Okay. And now, we don't have
social media or like,
no, like Christmas parties and stuff like that too, right? Like,
like
end of the year, work.
Parties.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
You know, and then you're going, oh, well, someone had too much to drink and now we will be liable if you guys drink here. And you're like, okay, well, why am I here then? Why am I getting paid for this? No. Why am I here? Oh, well, there's food and everything. Yeah, but I have food at home that I already bought. That now is going to be frustrating because I'm going to have to cook for it, not eat it and save it for tomorrow. And then I'm going to fucking blow my brains out. Just figure it out. That's freaking awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like showing people my fat picture because I was super, 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 super fat. But I'm still gigantic. So it's like, it's better. It's not great.
Can you do a fat bastard impression?
Get in my belly. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah.
I'm unhappy because I eat. I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm doing Macbeth with the kids, so anytime they like, I do Angus. That's the only character I read as. But anytime I do Angus, I do it with the Scottish brogue. They hate me.
I'm sure it's wrong.
I've already done the college humor. Do ye work up an appetite, unseeming your liege lord from the knave to the chaps, like that whole thing. And they're like, Mister, we've heard it 4 times already. I'm like, I'm still doing it.
It's still gonna happen. It's how it is.
New McDonald's Macbeth.
You have no idea, right? I was homeless for 10 years. Damn, that fucking sucks. When I tell you, I'm the only one who's grateful and happy to be at work. Will you lose everything has been? Oh yeah, that's the thing is the idea of like something weird happened between my generation and your generation, where I don't know if there was an assumption. Yours and mine and yours. You as an Atlas.
Okay, got
it. But essentially, there was this kind of rule that I go out and I find a job, and then you're like, cool. There are no jobs, and you're like, what do you mean there are no jobs? You're like, there's no jobs. I can't find a job, and you're like, how are you not finding a job? This doesn't make any sense. And that whole system breaking down where there's just nothing. Oh, now you have these weird roles. And I attack the idea of people being project managers because I hate the word, because it's stupid. And I say this with all the love in my heart to people who are project managers, is you're being screwed out of money. Because by calling you a project manager, you're in this band over here and you're not being depicted as how skillful you actually are. And that's laziness from your employer and them trying to pull a fast one on you. They're bastards, the employers.
I will recommend this book over and over. Bullshit Jobs by David Graeber. It really makes you look at like the workforce differently. But anyway, I think where the difference was for Gen X, you guys came of age in the 90s and early 2000s. Which like, yes, there was the .com bubble bursting, but it was mostly going okay. For millennials, the oldest of us came of age around the 2008 financial crisis. So you'd come out of college just in time to get like smacked upside the head. I was a little lucky where I'm a little after that, and I come of age I like get out of college just in time, not for the economy to be bad, but for the workforce to change in a way where it's like you're always applying online. There's never a like face-to-face aspect of it until you're near the very
Yeah.
end. Indeed and LinkedIn, like all of that starts to become part of my reality. And Gen Z is having it worse because that is reaching like a terminal stage of like they're putting false job titles on the job board sites to look like it. Like it's like going through a dungeon and there's a fucking mimic instead of a treasure chest. Like, that's not how it should be, you know?
Yeah, well, but you hear those stories about people who are like, I've sent out 1,000 resumes, I've applied to 150 jobs. Yeah, and all of them are like, oh, that's 100% a scam. That's not.
And then kick it into Turbo Drive with the AI stuff, where it's like an AI bot is reading your resume before it's even being seen in front of a human.
Oh yeah,
that's the one time I advocate for AI use, because if they're going to play unfair, you should play unfair too. Lie out your ass until you get the job. Sorry.
Well, that's the weird part is that like, and I see this is the problem is I've even seen circumstances where recruiters reach out to people in an industry and they're like, oh, so what we want you to do is do these test projects. And you're like, oh, okay, what am I being compensated for this project? Oh, you do it for free. And then we see how good your work is. You're like, no, you just want free work. That's
called wage theft. A guy burned down a fucking warehouse for it. So,
bro. Oh, I saw.
We're up to 9 now. Nine different like infrastructure attacks by disgruntled workers. Maybe pay people what they're worth.
What are the other 8?
The other 8 were like, so you had the it's mostly just like burning down warehouses.
Okay.
There was the guy up the city council member's house for the data center, where like the people of the city were like, we don't want a data center, and he's like, we're having a data center, and the guy's like, fuck this. And
I don't condone violence, but at the same time, we told you we don't want that. You're going ahead with that. What's the next step? What's my alternative to force? Right?
Yeah.
Or we said you didn't want that, and you're pushing it on me. Well,
the guy throwing the Molotov at Sam Altman's house, I think you can count that as well. But like, that's one thing I think Gen Z is willing to deal with friction, is they're willing to like fight for their worth as workers. That's why like unions are becoming so like millennials and Gen Z, I think, are on the same page when it comes to like socialism and populism and unions becoming more popular in the last like 10 to 20 years. Is it fucking sucks, man. We're getting all the friction, so we're willing to deal with a little more if it means, you know, I like me and the rest of the UTLA teachers were willing to strike. We just had a tentative deal. If you are a teacher in LAUSD who is hearing this, go check your email, because they just sent like all the stuff we want.
This is like the world we are in. The most dangerous part of all of this is no one fact checks. There's and half of the stuff. And I'm 26, by the way, bro. Ozzy, you are living in a nightmare. Congratulations. I lived both worlds. That fucking sucks. The robot auto denies applicants if they pre-applied as well. By moving all our jobs out of country, all that's left is minimum wage jobs to serve. That's the thing is there's the wealthy class and the serving class, and people not wanting to admit that is our first massive mistake. And the weird part is you have people doing jobs making ridiculous money, and you're like, okay, but your entire job is it's unquantifiable. So you just do stuff and you're like, well, hold on. And that's the thing is like a lot of political jobs are unquantifiable. But like at the same time, they're like, oh, but we're all constantly in meetings, and you're like, yeah, but you don't do anything. And we live in this world where people don't do anything. And it's weird. It's a very weird situation to be in. But even like, I've only gotten jobs through personal references. I've never gotten I like career level jobs. Nope. Always just a personal reference. Most people my age use their vacation days just to sleep because the mental and physical
Yeah.
exhaustion of work for the next nothing.
Yeah,
That is creatively called a staycation, and it is a glorious thing.
Yeah, I've seen the like once again dunking on the Zoomers right now, but not me. The fucking newspapers and stuff and magazines are like Zoomers are using their vacation days just to sleep. Why would they do that? And then in parentheses, we're not paying them enough, but also like we're not going to
Yeah.
say that like that kind of thing where they're just like fantastically missing the point.
Mm-hmm.
So like we're all under a bunch of friction and no friction at all. It's a very strange duality
Yeah.
to be
Well, very, very much, and especially people like this is where I get really frustrated is when people at like, and I use this term as a joke. I don't disrespect McDonald's workers, but a McJob where you're like it's a McJob, just calm down, right? And they're like, I need dedication of no, just fuck off, okay? You know what you need is adherence to the rules and regulations and the standard operating practices set up by McDonald's, and I will do that, and that is my job. I don't need to be a team player. Like, and so David Mitchell made this joke about how the idiocy of being forced to smile at work is like, no, this is my job. I do my job. You pay me to do my job. I don't have to smile. That's not a thing. And it's like I have mixed feelings about it because I like smiling at work. And when I'm not smiling at work, it's for a reason. But I try and fake it at least because I look like a murderer. Otherwise, it's not.
I think like there's something to be said about like, you know, smiling is a natural action if you're I think smiling might be better saved for your coworkers and, you know,
Yeah.
assuming they're okay to get along with. We've talked about this on the show before where like it's very strange to go from like a high school or a college where like your peers are chosen for you and they're all roughly the same age. You all roughly have the same generational experiences, and jobs are so much different than that. There's people from like all different backgrounds and ages and stuff, and like it's a little different and it takes some getting used to, but you know, either make friends with them or don't, but it's kind of good to like have that rapport with an A, not E, rapport with your coworkers and maybe even your manager, because charisma is a skill you can develop and that goes a long way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. So, throwing a football, for example. I'm a mechanic and still do seemingly half the work of when I work fast food. Oh, it is. People get fired. Yeah. So this is the thing where you're going like sales, marketing. More and more, I'm finding that marketing is the devil. It's it. And like the worst part is, so I had a marketing class in.
I'm sorry, Phoebe. My sister Phoebe works in market research, so we're about to
big surprise.
Yeah.
Listen, that's it's no. So, and I don't mean that to be mean to your sister, but it's like,
but also she's not like doing ads. It's more like doing surveys and like getting data. Which,
even worse. Because she's fueling the machine. Giant pyramid. It is a giant pyramid scheme. And the worst part is, and when you think about marketing, it's gotten so good because we're consuming propaganda. That's what it is. It's propaganda about associating feelings with things. So the example was Nestle wanted to break into the coffee market in Japan. Japan traditionally being a tea drinking environment. Okay. Now, and their marketing team explained to them that like you can't do that. That's not how that works.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. You can't just bring coffee in and be like, oh, now there's coffee, right? So he goes, no, what you're going to do is you're going to have coffee flavored candies for children, and you're going to sell them at a loss for about 10 years. And then those young people who love that candy are now going to start drinking coffee because that's that familiar flavor from their childhood. And then in 20 years, you'll have a fully functioning coffee market in an area that did not have a coffee market. And that is exactly, 20 years later, coffee is huge in Japan. That is 100% mind control and brainwashing. And
like,
whatever you want to say about it, that's devilish.
Little history lesson here. In the US, the reason that coffee is so popular is because, we threw tea into the harbor because of how expensive it
Yeah.
was. We still wanted the caffeine fix.
Yeah.
So, and especially unfortunately because of the slave trade, coffee was very plentiful in the US.
Yeah.
So coffee is like to our bones a popular drink.
Hey, the reason coffee is still the reason that coffee is still popular around the world is because the slave trade is still functioning. Just to be very clear, I don't think I don't think that's not on the U.S. That's not on the U.S. That's on the slave trade as an environment.
Yeah,
are horrible. Same with minerals. It's just don't wear that heavy burden on your American soul, sir. There's more than enough for just all of society across time. It's not just you. There's a whole world of assholes. It's just how it functionally works. Consumerism led to a society. Hold on. Consumerism led to a society of greed and selfishness. The goal of life seems to be fuck over your neighbors. Yeah, 100%. Depending on what conspiracy you believe. You shouldn't have chickens because then you're not going to buy your eggs from the store, and you're also going to start producing less waste because the chickens will eat it and then fertilize your soil. Every household in every country around the world should have 3 or 4 chickens.
I think if I ever buy a house with a yard, I'm going to get chickens, mostly because Katie wants to have chickens, but fresh eggs would be nice, right?
Hey, fresh eggs are delicious, but also the egg quality and color of yolk are decided by the diet that you provide. So having a bug-rich environment where they can eat in the grass and stuff like that, and they're not just eating crap food, but actually functioning as part of the ladder that is nature, you end up having eggs that are so good, bro. Like, so good. Like, as an egg guy, I'm like, bro, someone says, oh, these are from my chickens. I'm like, gimme. I want eggs 7 different ways.
So, we talked about gambling. We talked about subscription services. We talked about technology, mostly in the classroom, but can kind of be anything else. Is there anything else you've noticed where like the friction has been taken away?
Yes. And I will tell. I've been waiting for you to ask me this question for 52 minutes, sir.
Sorry.
No. This is. I literally was like, oh, this is actually going to work great later on the show. Is if you're watching something on Prime, okay, Amazon Prime, which you get for free when you get Amazon Prime for your deliveries, which is more important. Even that's the thing. If we cancel all of our subscription services, we'll keep Amazon Prime because
which also mistreats the workers. So it's like it's really hard.
100%.
Is the head,
100%.
Right?
But now you can opt. And recently, Victoria was like, we're paying a lot for streaming services. I'm like, get them down to the second lowest option of service, and we'll just watch commercials. I'm okay with that. I don't really care. It just doesn't matter to me, but now Amazon will have a commercial for a product. Mostly it's advertising movies and things, but sometimes they'll have a product, and then a little icon will go up and be like, you can order this on Amazon Prime just by clicking here, and we'll take care of the rest. While you're watching the commercial, you could just go up, select. That's it. It's yours. That's it.
Yeah.
And like that's a level of seamlessness or frictionless, whatever you want to call it. It's fucking diabolical. It is diabolical. And also it's very bringing back the late night shopping channel.
Oh vibe.
But instant. Like, hey, you'll have this tomorrow. Like, can you think about it? We're like, hey, I woke up in the middle of the night, saw the shopping channel, and I saw a Snuggie, and I thought that was the coolest fucking thing, but I never saw that thing again, so I never was able to buy it. But now I said, oh, I could just boop, boop, and I'll have it tomorrow. Snuggie Land, right?
That's weird. You know what? Lump in like Alexas and Google Homes too, where it gives me the willies. Like just the sort of thing where they're always listening, and people are like, yeah, but they only listen for Alexa or Hey Google. No, they're listening to everything because you can see it in the ads, right? The ads change based on what you were talking about in the room. So all of those, like you see videos of specifically little kids where like if this is their reality, they're gonna be like, "Hey Alexa, what's 7 plus 8?" Because they're doing their math homework or whatever. And like, yes, it gives them the answer, but it also makes you fucking stupid. So
yeah, it just makes you stupid. That's 100%. Yeah.
I will never get one of those things in my life. It just no.
My only yeah, we are definitely part of the safety. That's 100% accurate. Just because it's not the same process, it is still slavery. He is right. Pellets. Yeah, they do. I didn't know that for the longest time. And then my niece, she had eggs. Somebody reported her. I am so enraged. Yeah, and the worst part was another guy had a rooster, and I'm like, she's like, hey, you should get rid of that because you're gonna get they're gonna come for you because it's a rooster. People will complain. She didn't have a rooster, but because he couldn't have it, he reported it to her, and she was like, "Oh, thanks, go fuck yourself." So that's what she suspects. Allegedly, I think that I should firebomb his house, but she said no because she likes her neighbors.
Probably for the best legally, but I could see where the sentiment is coming from. I miss ads and the randomness of what's on next. Yeah, that's something I'm interested to see in Gen Alpha, and now as of 2025, Gen Beta technically has begun, where the marker for that is in a world where like text slop is just your reality. AI and all that stuff. That's just what you in a world where technology is no longer cool or interesting or helping.
I have a question. Do you think AI slop is the equivalent to pop-up ads when the internet started?
No, because AI slop involves like someone asking it to exist, and a pop-up ad just is done to you, you know?
But the pop-up ad is at somebody created, right? It's
I know the guy who
there's
pop-up ads was like, I've made a horrible mistake. I'm so sorry.
I have become Death, the Destroyer of Worlds. That's 100% factual.
Everyone misses the 90s. Yeah, that's kind of why this show exists. We both miss the 90s.
As a guy who turned 19 this in 1999, so I was legally allowed to drink, and I was graduating from high school because I graduated a year late because I'm an idiot. And like I had also lost a bunch of weight. Trust me, my New Year's of 1999 was the bee's knees. It was one of the greatest nights of my youth, which I had a lot of, but like that one was like, man, it was a weird thing. But yeah,
and here I was turning 5 years old in 1999. Learning how to read because of Pokemon Red. It was good times.
Fair. Reasonable.
That's why this show exists. Anyway, the pop-up ads are real icky. So
is AI slop though, right?
Yeah.
It's just it's all in the end. It's just to consume your attention, so you can't direct it anywhere else that may or may not be beneficial to your actual life. Right? I was raised country right next to the Amish.
The future didn't reach me until 2012. That's very interesting.
Bro, that must have been fucking great. I'll tell you that right now, because
this guy might be one of my
he knows exactly what I'm talking about with those eggs, because Amish eggs, damn, those things are, and rocking chairs. God damn, they have a technique that will blow your mind.
You need that energy to raise that barn, you know?
Yeah,
those eggs better be good.
They are this bright like the sun, baby.
So I guess question to the audience: what frictionless thing do you think is making life worse, or what part of life do you think could use a little more friction? Put it down in the comments. Leave a like. Subscribe if you like this kind of show. We have a new episode every week. Sometimes we take little breaks, but we'll let you know. But for the most part, every week. You can follow us at Generation Dan wherever fine social medias are found, or follow me at Atlas Novak. I just put up a video about my TikTok about the impending strike, and then another video this morning being like, "Hey, we got a tentative deal, huzzah!" So it's mostly it's mostly funny shit though. Stuff about being a teacher, being epileptic, fucking musical stuff, all that. I didn't mention a musical today, like one by name. So hooray! No bingo card for you. Check out my other show, Nexus at Night. That's on Fridays on YouTube at 7 p.m. Pacific. That's about a trading card game. If that's not your thing, I understand. You, sir?
I am Dino the Genetic Marvel. I am putting together a tour that's probably going to be happening in July in northern BC, so keep an eye out for that. I am also yesterday was my first day on set of a movie. I'm henchman. I'm bodyguard 1. It's great, but also I dwarf everyone in the movie. Like, it's just me and the bodyguard 2, and we're both just, people stand between us, and they're just like, "What the fuck am I?" It's so much fun.
I love the idea of them being like, "Okay, can we back up a little more? Okay, now they're in the frame. Okay, action."
100%. That actually happened. So, okay, at one point they were taking video from behind me. I'm like, "Oh, great. Just make sure you don't get my hair loss. That'd be great." And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "I'm using your body to frame the picture." And I'm like, "I don't know if that's a compliment there, sir." He's like, "People will know you're in this." And I'm like, "All right, that's cool."
If people want to know how big Dino is, imagine like a really tall guy. He's bigger than that. Going online has been nicknames doom scrolling because negativity gets views. We need to switch that to positive and bring accountability to the negative. Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, yeah, that would be great. But yeah, everyone. So it drives me insane that the Epstein files were. Listen. That's something that I wanted to say. Was I saw this on TikTok earlier today? Was the guy who burned down all that toilet paper in that factory or the warehouse will serve more time behind bars than anyone on the Epstein list.
Probably. Look at what they're trying to do to Luigi, right? That they're trying to, like, fucking make an example of him. It's not going great. Remember, if you are put on a jury nullification is your right as an American. I don't know how it is in Canada, but
it's just jury duty, yeah. But that's hey, if you don't participate in the system, then you have no say in its downfall or its raising up. So it's a weird thing where I personally like the idea of homesteading and just living, like figuring that out. But also I would want to do that with $1 billion in my back pocket because I'm a greedy bitch and I like Lego. Yeah. So,
remember, not all laws are moral, not all morals are lawful. So,
ooh, I like that. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week.